Hi students, good morning. We had almost done with the all summer in a day, but the last portion is left because it was almost half an hour, and I thought it's good that we complete it in the next day. We knew how the children were so very happy and excited with the appearance of the sun after 7 years in Venus, and how happily children moved about and what was their reaction towards the sun, how they went about playing in the forest which was looking at the stones, and the forest trees which were looking so pale have become so brightened with the sun, and how they were basking in the warm sun, and they forgot everything, and even they forgot that they had closed maggot in the closet. uh, Now in the coming paragraph that we start with is on page 113, the last paragraph. It's all about the way of enjoyment, the children in the sunshine, in the warmth of the sun, how they felt happy, how they moved about, what the beautiful description of the children's excitement you will read in this paragraph. The children lay out laughing on the jungle mattress and heard it high and squeak under them, resilient and alive. What is that? The children lay out laughing on the jungle mattress, so very thick jungle, they were all laughing together, and you could hear the sigh and squeak under them, resilient and alive. They were running about in such a mirth and enjoyment that they became so resilient and alive. Resilient means they became so healthy again. They became very strong, playing in the in the forest under the warm sun. They became so alive, active, and enthusiastic. The energy came back to these children who were always in the underground classrooms. Their only place of play was that tunnel and the classroom. And then it is today they have, for after 7 years, been out in the garden, and so you can understand. You imagine yourself being locked inside now in this lockdown, how you feel yourself being paralyzed, like you are unable to do anything. You have lost your energy sitting at home. And think of the days you had been playing in your playground in the school, playing the football and all that, making mirth, running around. The same feeling you can understand. Sketch the feeling of these children under the sun, how they were playing in the forest. They ran among the trees, they slipped and fell, they pushed each other, they played hide and seek and tag, but most of all they squinted at the sun until the tears ran down their faces. They put their hands up to that yellowness and that amazing blueness, and they breathed of the fresh air, and listened to the silence which suspended them in a blessed sea of no sound and no motion. How well described. It speaks about the color, the color imagery is used. Blueness and yellowness of the sun and the blueness of the sky, the blue sky and the deep yellow orange sun. And they were much more than what they enjoyed was playing. They were playing around the trees, but what they enjoyed most was looking at the yellowness of the sun, and the tears came out. You know, when you look straight to the direct sun, what happens with you, isn't it? So is with these children, the tears rolled down, but still they were looking at the yellowness of the sun. And they breathed the fresh air and listened to the silence. Why these silence, children? Now they are all moving around, but still they feel the silence, because the tattooing drum sound on the roof of their classroom was still, it always echoed them as it continuously rained in Venus. But here the rain has stopped, so they feel a kind of holy silence in the land. That silence they felt as if it was like what? Blessed sea of no sound and no motion. They felt a calm and quiet sea. They felt the feeling. See, people when they are turbulent, when they are in stress, where do they go? They go to the seashore to enjoy the calmness of the sea. When there is no tide and wave, the sea is so calm. Okay, so the children felt that blessedness of the sea, the calmness of the sea when the sun rose in the sky in Venus. Then wildly, like animals escaped from their caves, they ran and ran in shouting circles. So as if the animals who were caged sent out into the forest, so were these children who were escaped from the caves, from their underground classroom and the tunnel. They ran and played all kinds of hide and seek, the tag, and whatever they could, they enjoyed maximum in that 2 hours. They ran for an hour and did not stop running. They did not stop running 1 hour continuously. They were still simply running around. And then, in the midst of their running, one of the girls wailed. What did she wail? Among these running around, one of the girls, she cried aloud. Wailed means a loud cry of sound with a sadness or pain. And with that cry, everyone stopped. The girl standing in the open held out her hand. What did she do? He held out her hands to the open air. Oh, look, look, she said, trembling. She was already trembling with fear. When do you tremble, children? When there is a great sadness within, or when you have great pain, or when there is some kind of sorrow, you are affected with some kind of sorrowful event. So the girl started trembling. So children understood something wrong is happening with her. They came slowly to look at her open palm. So all of them ran into where the girl was crying and looked into her open arm. In the center of it, cupped and huge, was a single raindrop. What was inside the hand? It cupped. She held her hands like a cup. You know how when you bring some water in your hand, how do you cup your palms, isn't it? So the girl also cupped her hand in such a way to hold a huge drop of rain water. So from here we understand the rain already started. No. She began to cry, looking at it. They glanced quietly at the sun. Everyone looked at the sun. So strange. They understood that they are going to lose this wonderful moment of their life. A few cold drops fell on their noses and their cheeks and their mouths. See, when you get the raindrops falling on your face, how do you feel? The children who were playing in the warm sun, all on a sudden they feel the drop of water on their cheek and their noses. The sun faded behind a stir of mist. Soon the sun was faded in the stir of mist. A wind blew cold around them. They turned and startled to walk back toward the underground house, their hands at their sides, their smiles vanishing away. So all on a sudden, all their happiness, the mirth, the joy, the enjoyment came to an end. A boom of thunder startled them, and like leaves before a new hurricane, they tumbled upon each other and ran. All on a sudden there was a thunder, and it sounded as if it was like it startled them, it frightened them. And like leaves before a new hurricane, when a hurricane comes, the leaves fall from a tree incessantly. So were these children falling upon one on the other, rushing back to their tunnel. They tumbled upon each other and ran. Lightning struck 10 miles away, 5 miles away, a mile, a half mile. So the lightning was falling from far and near and near, and it so came so closer to them. They were so trembled with the fear. The sky darkened into midnight in a flash. In a moment, in a fraction of time, the sun gone down, and it was hidden in the mist and the cloud, and it was all dark. It was like a midnight. They stood in the doorway of the underground for a moment until it was raining hard. They still stood hoping for the sun to be there for some more time. Then they closed the door and heard the gigantic sound of the rain falling in tons and avalanches everywhere and forever. This is so very hyperbolic expression, isn't it? In no time will it rain like avalanches. You know what is avalanches, isn't it? It is like ice slides suddenly falling on. So gigantic, it's a so enormous sound of the rain falling in tons and avalanches everywhere and forever. So there were large amount of snowfalls, and it was falling with a gigantic sound. Gigantic is so very enormous sound. Will it be 7 more years? So children started so disappointed, and they were started speaking to each other. Are we to wait again 7 more years to experience the warmth of the sun and the sunshine? Yes, 7. Then one of them gave a little cry. Margaret, what? She's still in the closet where we locked her. Margaret. So all of them, one among them reminded that they had closed Margaret inside the closet, and all felt so regret and said, oh Margaret. They stood as if someone had driven them like so many stakes into the floor. Stakes here means it's like pieces of wood, okay? So all of them, they stood as if someone had driven them like so many stakes into the floor. So as they fell into the floor with the pain. They looked at each other and then looked away. Why they looked at each other and looked away? They already felt guilt themselves for doing such a crime. They glanced out at the world that was raining now, and raining steadily. This is a feeling of guilt within for the way they have reacted to that poor little girl. They knew that it was for the sun that poor girl was waiting, and it is that they deprived her of. Something that she was awaiting so long, they deprived her. They glanced out at the world that was raining now, and raining steadily. This see the continue how many times the word raining is used to emphasize the regret they were feeling for the rain. Regret actually for closing the girl against the sun. They could not meet each other's glances. They were so very guilty that they could not even look at each other. Their faces were solemn and pale. They felt deeply sorrowful, and they looked so very pale. They looked at their hands and feet, their faces down. They looked at their hands and feet and faces down means they once again tried to feel the warmth on their hands and legs, and felt the guilt themselves that made them look down. Margaret, one of the girls said, well, no one moved. Go on, whispered the girl. They walked slowly down the hall in the sound of cold rain. They turned through the doorway to the room in the sound of the storm and thunder, lightning on their faces, blue and terrible. They all became blue, means they had drained of their blood due to the guilt feeling. They went to the room where they had locked poor Margaret. They walked over to the closet door slowly and stood by it. They stood near the door. Behind the closet door was only silence. They unlocked the door even more slowly and let Margaret out. So these children felt so very upset because they all enjoyed in the open air, in the sunshine. And then What happened? They felt so guilty of locking Margaret inside the closet. And after experiencing the warmth of the sun, they realized that Margaret was right. And so they felt so very guilty of what they had done to Margaret, for disbelieving her, for reacting to her, for punishing her in such a very bad way. And she was right in whatever she said. They stood frozen and walked slowly towards the closet and let Margaret out. But was there anything? They could not repay their crime. They could not repay their wrongdoing. So in this last portion we learned how these children enjoyed in the sunshine, and how the girl cried out in sadness as they limited time to enjoy the sun, and its warmth was over the moment she got a raindrop, and how she showed this raindrop to others in the center of her cup to palm. That single raindrop, isn't it? And she started trembling, and all others joined in her pain. And the weather changed all on a sudden, and the sun faded, wind started blowing, and there was thunder, lightning, and all that, isn't it? And the children felt sad and hopeless. And they knew they had to wait next 7 years more to see the sun again. And even more was their pain when they realized their mistake, their wrongdoing towards Margaret. So the chapter is all about this is as it was said, science fiction. There a lot of imagination has been mingled with the scientific fact, and you also know the different the difference of Earth and the Venus, and the children of Venus and maggot, the difference. Very wonderful descriptions. The writer gives wonderful descriptions how the children walk around playing and all that, isn't it? Also how maggot experiences the pain. All very well expressed, beautiful descriptions. So go through the lessons, children, once again, and you have your workbook. Learn it. There are lots of explanations given. The characterization of Margaret and her classmates, how they are different to one another, and the themes like how jealousy and bullying done by the Margaret's friends towards Margaret. And also it's all about the space travel, giving some kind of awareness about the space travel, and how each planet is different from one to the other. Although the description is a kind of fantasy, at the same time there are differences, we know. Each planet is different. And this is a wonderful story. I hope you enjoyed, children. Read it. Read once or twice. Try to understand. Analyze the chapter. And then also read all the explanations given in your workbook. Children, you are getting ready with the board examination. So learn it. You don't have to learn Bluebeard. Actually, we had done it much early. At the same time, don't worry. Now focus on all these nine prose pieces and 9 poems you need to study. You don't have to go with the Bluebeard, and the other one is the poem. I think why do the caged bird sing? Why does the cage? I know why the caged bird sing. So these two, one prose and one poem, you don't have to study for this board examination. They have reduced the syllabus, but then other lessons we start reviewing. Okay, we'll have the revisions. We will begin now. Prose we have completed. You have one more poem to be dealing with, but at the same time I think we will start our revision from first to the last. Okay, so do well. God bless you.